Usually week number one of the NFL season, you play the favorites, you collect your cash. But history doesn't always repeat itself when it comes to gambling. Case in point, how week number one has played out so far. I've won Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Monday video report. I'm going to break down both of your games tonight, Cincinnati-Baltimore and San Diego-Oakland, and give you a free pick as well on that contest. But let's go back and look at week number one to date, because maybe the opening game Wednesday night when the defending Super Bowl Giants, a 3.5 to 4 point home favorite who lost outright to the Cowboys, was a precursor to the carnage to come. And I say carnage because generally speaking, most gamblers, lean toward the favorites. That's what you gravitate to. And when the favorites don't come in and the dogs bark big time, especially in the pros, well, that's generally bad news. Although it wasn't a bad thing here for the majority of the handicappers on Sunday. Now, in terms of how teams did on the field, well, guys, the favorites so far, including the Wednesday night opener between the Giants and the Cowboys, are 5-8 versus the spread. The home favorites are 4-5 ATS, starting with the Giants' loss on Wednesday, and then two of those four home favorites lost outright yesterday, in fact. Not only did the Lions and Vikings fail to cover, but the Packers and the Saints. And boy, do I know about the Saints losing those games outright. And here's the irony, though, of yesterday's carnage. The two biggest favorites on the board, two double-digit chalks, both of whom I gave you as free selections, well, they both won and covered easily, as the Texans demolished the Dolphins, and the Chicago Bears definitely humbled the Indianapolis Colts. So I'm going to get to your free pick here in a moment, but let me talk first about who's hot and who's not, and give you a money-saving discount coupon code that'll save you $16 off a single purchase today. My partner, Steve Budin, who, of course, I do the Countdown to Kickoff show, which I hope you got a chance to check out, and which is available here every weekend, starting usually on Friday night, right through Sunday's games. He turned to his Baltimore crew, his number one NFL crew, the past 4 years. They had their 50-dime winner, number 22 out of 30, and they were on the New York Jets. And if you recall, in the show between Steve and I mentioned that I thought the Jets were a great play because I just thought that, Tony Sparano kept the lid on a very vanilla offense during the preseason, and the Buffalo Bills suck. That's the basic thing. That was what his Baltimore crew came out with, and it was a winner. All his NFL crews now plus 870 dimes over the last 5 years, and he's got another 50-dime play from a different crew this evening on one of the games. What is it? The Chargers-Raiders contest. Shawn Michaels, guys, yesterday cashed in another 100-dime release. A 100-dime winner, number 18 out of 22. It was his teaser winner, number 21 out of 29, as he scored with Chicago and Detroit. Bears, of course, -4. The Lions -3. And thanks to Matthew Stafford's touchdown pass with 15 seconds to go, they win it, of course, by 4 against St. Louis. And as he says on the website today, aren't you glad you had the Lions in a teaser, considering how poorly Matt Stafford played yesterday? And today, Shawn has his NFL winner, number 17 out of 22, dating back to last season, and number 8 out of 10 already this year, and that's preseason and regular season combined, and it's 50-dime winner, number 4 out of 5. He had 3 out of 4 50-dime plays in the preseason. He's got another one going tonight on the Chargers-Raiders side. $10 bettors have won $10,375 following Shawn's betting advice over the past few years. And that's the past 3 seasons, in fact. And finally, Craig Davis, his first 75-dime release of the season. And to put this in perspective, it's his 75-dime NFL winner number 5 in a row, San Diego-Oakland. It matches the same power as the 75-dime winner he had in the Super Bowl when he hit for the Super Bowl for the 4th straight year by giving you the Giants, and you know the deal in that one. $10 bettors have won $6,910 in the NFL following Craig's advice. Craig, of course, former president of FantasyFootball.com. This is what he specializes in, guys, and again, they have won $6,910 dating back to last season. So, that's the top and bottom there of who's hot and who's not. As for me, boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, I gave you free picks on the Texans and the Bears, and I was wise enough to get off the Eagles because I just had this nagging little voice in the back of my mind telling me, stay away from Andy Reid, stay away from the Eagles. Grew up outside of the Philadelphia areas, lifelong Eagles fan. I know, my loss, right? But I just didn't trust Michael Vick, just didn't trust Andy Reid, no matter what Jeff Lurie said about him having to do better than 8-8 to keep his job. Oh my gosh, if you look at the box score, And you look at that Eagles game yesterday and you say, my God, they had like nearly 500 yards of total offense. But when you give the ball away 5 times and your quarterback gets picked off one time after another, I think 4 interceptions in the game, you're lucky to win, let alone cover the spread. So I was wise enough to stay away from the Eagles. Unfortunately, that little voice in the back of my mind did not, and I repeat, did not talk to me about staying away from the New Orleans Saints, because what a lousy, crappy play that was. I'm telling you, absolutely pathetic play on the New Orleans Saints. But, bottom line, it's a long season. You live and you learn. And sometimes, guys, you just can't hit all the games. And that was certainly the case yesterday for me. But I've told you many, many times that I'm a person that does not dwell on the past. I think a lot of handicappers, a lot of gamblers, and a lot of handicappers dwell on the past. They let yesterday affect how you're going to play tomorrow or today. And guys that do that, you miss the next money-making opportunity. So, yesterday was a 15-dime play. Okay, I lost that play. But I'm still 47-33 with those plays in the NFL the past 4 years, 38-19 with those plays in the NBA the past 3 years. I've won 7 straight in baseball with those plays the past 3 months. And the fact is, even though I've lost the last 3 days, 2 5-dimers and a 15-dime play, guys, all I've done is erase almost all of the profit that I had won on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday by hitting 2 5-dime plays and a 15-dime play, and one of those 5-dimers was an underdog, so I'm actually still up for the betting week. And the fact is that even though I've lost the last 3 days with those plays, only one of which was a real significant play, prior to that, I'd won 23 out of 29 days. So today I go for winning day number 23 out of 33, and I'm coming right back with a 15-dime play tonight on the San Diego-Oakland side. That's the way I'm playing the game here this evening. Now, let's talk about the money-saving discount coupon code before I break down both these games and give you a free pick, and it is going to be 16 Monday. 16 Monday. 16 M-O-N-D-A-Y. That'll save you $16 off a single purchase today. 16 Monday. 16 M-O-N-D-A-Y. 16 Monday. Now, let's talk about the first game, Baltimore and Cincinnati. Of course, the Ravens went to that new no-huddle attack, and it certainly showed dividends in the preseason because a team that was ranked 15th in the league last year in total yards was number 1 in 4 preseason games. If you put a lot of statistical weight into the preseason, which I don't. I think the bigger question here is, what is this Baltimore defense going to be like? Ray Lewis is another year older. They showed signs of leakage last year. Can they possibly be better this year, a year older, and losing 3 key players, 2 via free agency, and then, of course, Terrell Suggs to a season-ending injury? I mean, Suggs had 14 sacks last year, and you know what a terror he was along the defensive line. Now, Baltimore did win both games against Cincinnati last year, winning by 7, laying 7 at home, and then laying 2.5 on the road. They won that game at Cincinnati 24-16, but Baltimore's just 5-6 straight up, 3-7-1 against the spread in the last 11 meetings, and the Ravens, their last 15 home games as a favorite, 7-7-1 against the spread. Nothing but even money there. Actually, a loss of money when you factor in the VIG if you had bet them in those 15 games. As for Cincinnati, they've been a hell of a play as a dog here lately. Marvin Lewis's team, 18-9-1 ATS run as a dog, 4-1-1 against the spread in the last 6 in the series. So it's 7.5 points, and with a total of 41.5, I don't really particularly care for this contest, except if you play it in a teaser. And I'll get to that free pick in a moment. Now, the Oakland-San Diego contest, Norv Turner's on the hot seat in San Diego, and hey, he has not been a good guy in terms of investing your money on him because each of the last 4 years, the Chargers have opened with a point spread loss. But this series, for years and years and years, it was dominated by San Diego. Last year, however, it was a split. The Raiders won early in the season, 24-17 as a 7.5 point dog. Then at home, laying 2.5 points, Raiders needing the win to keep their postseason hopes alive. Phil Rivers and the Chargers came in and shellacked them 38-26. And consequently, that led to the offseason house cleaning that resulted in Reggie McKenzie being brought in as new general manager. And then he subsequently hired Dennis Allen, the Minnesota Vikings defensive coordinator, to come in and take over this team. Hey, defense. That's what it is about the Raiders. If they play some defense, you got a chance. If they don't, you don't. Listen, this was a team that was 8-0 last year straight up when it held its opponents to 27 points or less. They were 0-8 last year when they gave up 27 points or more. Injury situation, both teams have key injuries here tonight. Ryan Matthews is out, the leading running back for the Chargers, which means Ronnie Brown, the former Dolphin, the former Eagle cast-off, is probably going to get the start and the bulk of the ball carrying duties. For the Raiders, their number 1 receiver, Jacoby Jacoby Ford is out tonight. And remember, he's also their most dangerous return specialist as well. Neither quarterback, Phillip Rivers or Carson Palmer, who both were interception prone last season, were any better during the preseason. Palmer with 0 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Phillip Rivers with 1 touchdown and 4 interceptions in the preseason. So this line, you find Oakland anywhere from pick 'em up to a 1-point favorite with a total of about 47 points in the contest. But here's the way I would play this game as your free pick. And I had 2 out of 3 NFL freebies yesterday. Guys, I would tease Baltimore down, and then I would play the over in the Chargers game. And let me explain. Baltimore, 7.5-point favorite. Standard 2-team teaser. You got 6 points. Take Baltimore down to 1.5. Are they going to lose this game? Especially knowing that the Steelers lost yesterday, so after 1 week of play, they could already have a 1-game lead in the most difficult division against their arch rival. I mean, seriously, guys? They're not going to lose the game at home, so you play Baltimore minus 1.5. The total in the Baltimore-Cincinnati game? Hey, if you know the total and who's going to win, you tell me, because I have no effing clue. Now, the other total, though, what did I just tell you about the Raiders' defense last year? It sucked. It was like a sieve. I mean, they couldn't even stop running backs. They gave up like 5.1 yards per carry. So you're looking at a total of 46.5 and 47 points. Take it down. Let's say it's 47. Take it down to 41 and then play the over. Do you really think the Raiders and Chargers with Palmer and Rivers aren't going to combine for at least 41 points tonight? I don't think so. So again, Baltimore down, minus 1.5 in the first half of the teaser. Then Oakland, San Diego, you drop the total down to, again, let's say it's 41 points, and then you play the over. And that's the teaser that I would play today. And finally, again, just repeat, your money-saving discount coupon code that'll save you $16 off a single purchase today is 16 Monday, 16 Monday, no space between 16 and Monday. Good luck, guys, and we'll catch you again on Tuesday when we do this all over again.